Boker Tov Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Got reports early this morning that the U.S. is sending in 250 Marines into Norway. The first time since World War II the United States has done such a move. Of course, it is infuriating Russia that the U.S. has sent Marines inside of Norway. Not to mention, we mentioned to you yesterday that the U.S. also sent some 200 military personnel, I believe it was U.S. Army, inside of Ukraine to train 2 battalions, from what is being said there. It just seems like that something is going on to escalate a conflict with Russia. And of course, President-elect Donald Trump has said that he would not do that and would like to back off from these things. But if we end up in a war before Donald Trump becomes president of the United States, it looks like this may be something that happens whether we like it or not. And sometimes you can't help but wonder if Russia's not playing along with this as well. I spoke with a gentleman the other day about the New World Order and what is actually going on. And some of the things that he shared with me were very concerning. As we talked about these things, he talked about how that the New World Order has been something they've been orchestrating ever since World War I. World War II, as he mentioned to me, was something that was done in order to destroy the most powerful nation on the earth, and that was Germany at that time. He said then they planned on a third World War, where China, Russia, and the United States would go to war with each other to destroy each other. But he said when the elites of the world decided, or at least I should say President Putin and President Xi had voiced their concerns of losing so many of their own citizens to such a war like this, then the elites of the world changed their minds, and then they began to use climate change as the issue to bring about a new world order. Now let me just back up though. The whole idea of the 3 major nations going to war was to destroy nationalism, and then out of that destruction of nationalism was to say to the world, see, nationalism doesn't work. We need a new world order in order to bring things back to normalcy. Well, the climate change has been the agenda here lately, and it looks like climate change is not bringing it about a new world order as well. So I guess they may be back on board with destroying nationalism, and it may be even more sinister than what you realize. Maybe destroyed within. They see that it worked in Ukraine, it has worked in Syria, and now they may try it in the United States. Destroying the nation within. President-elect Donald Trump may have been the very man they needed to cause such a division in the nation, fueled by a lot of the elites in the background, even funded, I should say, that would help bring about a national crisis in America on Inauguration Day. Even President Putin has suggested that very thing, that it may be another Maidan, another coup, if you were, in the U.S. that would cause the toppling or the stopping of the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. But you know, sometimes I can't help but wonder if they're just not all in on it. And that's not just saying Obama. Obama is just another guy, you know, doing what he probably thinks is right, but led by his puppet masters. And so is President Putin and President Xi and all the rest of them. They're just the figureheads. But those elite in the background are the ones that are deciding how they want to bring about this new world order. And the Pope of Rome is not much different. He's just a figurehead, no doubt, as well, of the Catholic Church, but bringing about a one-world religion. But don't forget, the papacy has always believed they have 2 keys that control both political and religious powers. Maybe they're trying to fake the millennial reign, where Christ rules with a rod of iron. You ever think about that, though? That rod of iron. I'm sure the papacy would have a different idea of a rod of iron. That's beating everybody into submission to obey the will of the Catholic Church as they claim to be the head of the New World Order. Somebody's got to be at the head, and don't forget Pope Benedict was the guy that suggested that the Catholic Church be the one that runs the banking system. That'll be a change. Take it from the Rothschilds and give it to the Vatican. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Shalom.